This is a video about how to add math in the forums, and I'm going to put this demo in the questions for the instructor just to put a few math things in there, but I'll also have the video located in the resources tab, and I'll show you where that's going to be. Alright, so first off, if I just want to add a new thread, this is usually what you see when you're trying to either respond to a question or type something in the forums. And since I'm starting a new one, I'll put the subject math in forums, and down here we'll just put a few math things. And so there's two ways to do it. One is with the add new math button with the plus, and one is math symbols right there with without the plus. And so if I click on just the add new math, you'll notice there's this red box with a couple of tick marks up there. And this is where you just type in your math. So say you want to put in an equation like y is x squared. Anytime you want an exponent, you'll put in just that little caret symbol, which is the shift 6. And anytime you want to get out of the math, you just click outside, and it'll go ahead and do that for you as well. So if I just click outside there, then it puts in the equation the y is x squared. If you click back on it, then you'll be able to edit it again. So maybe you wanted x cubed instead, and then also want to put in plus x squared. And so if I do that, I can again just click outside, or if you want, you can use your arrow keys and arrow once and then twice to get out of the red box. And so that's another way to do it. If you don't quite know what the button is, you can hit math symbols, and this allows you to put in a new one, which is just the tick marks, or you can try to put in something else that has sort of a template here. So let's say you didn't know how to do a square root. Well, there's the square root of x, and it also says in words how to type it in right below that. Let's say you want a fourth root or a fifth root, then you can do something like this. So if you just click it, it puts it in there, and then I can change this to say maybe a fourth root of x. Click outside the box, and there's that symbol right there. So this allows you to put in math symbols into the equation there. You can also add a graph, and I have a list of common ones that we'll use, and I'll show you where that is at the end of the video. Real quick, while we're here, I just want to put in a graph. And so if I want to put in a graph, I'll just click that graph symbol, and then it tells me the type of equation. Y is f of x is the one we'll use. There's other types here for more advanced courses, but we'll just keep that one right there. And a function, so this right now is sine x. If you want, say, just absolute value, I could put in absolute value, which is abs of x, from, which is where it'll draw. So we'll say, let's go this one, just -5 to 5. The color black, width 1, you can make that bigger if you want, so we'll change that to 3. Solid, dash, dotted, however you want that, we'll just keep it solid. Start with an arrow, a dot that's closed is just dot, or open dot if you want to open, which is good for piecewise functions. We'll put an arrow on this one. End with an arrow, or you can also select nothing if you want to. Xmin and Xmax will change the tick marks on here where it stops and starts. We'll go and leave those there. Ymin, Ymax, just to show you, if I type in a -6 and a 6, then that will change the Y range right there. So you can change how much of the graph you're looking at by editing those. Show the labels, if you want to do that. Show the grid. Usually it's good to have the grid on there so you can see where all those are crossing. And then once you have all that set, just click add graph. So now add graph, and it'll put it right in there. Notice this stops right there at 5, 5. That's because I told it just to draw from -5 to 5, so 5 is my stopping point. If you want a little bit more, you can remove the graph and change it. Alright, so now let's say maybe we want to go from -6 to 6. And so now I'll add the graph again, and now it goes from -6 to 6. So that's just one way to do it. If you want to add another graph, you can. So you can change all this and then add a second graph. So let's say maybe we'll do negative x squared from negative 6 to 6. Same scale on all of those, and this time let's make it a tight dash, and the color will make blue. Alright, so add that graph, and there's that parabola right there. If the arrows or the ending points are off the graph, you won't see the arrows, but that is where the graph would end later on. Alright, so now just click insert, and it inserts the graph, so that's it. Then once you're done, post type, I'll say regular, and just submit. Alright, and there it is. So Math in Forums, if I click on that, there's the two equations I had in there, and there's the graph. Alright, so that's it for that guy. Real quick, let me also show you where you can find some of the common keystrokes. So if you go into the Resources tab right here, and down here on the arrow, Using Math and WAMAP will tell you pretty much everything you'll want to know about keystrokes for putting math in. So right here you can see x squared. Alright, one way to do it with the superscript. That's usually not the best, but you can get away with it. The math button will be the add new math, and then just typing in that x with a caret that's right there. Some other common ones: fractions, 3/5, 3/5 times the x, 3x over 5, things like that. How to use parentheses to group it into how you want it to look. So all of this you can look at when we get to composition of functions. There's the f of g with that uses the @ symbol inside the little tick marks, as well as a few other things. So logs, when we get to logs, you'll definitely want to look at that as well. So just give that a browse, and if you have any more questions about it, just feel free to email me or put in a forum post in the questions for the instructor. This video should be able to be found in here in the informational videos a little bit later on, under this right here, and typing equations in forums. So that will be there fairly soon. Alright, hope you enjoyed it, and again, if you have any questions, just let me know.